Finish the year strong with these 4 steps. 6 months into the year and it's easy to get sidetracked from our goals. But by the end of this video, you will be realigned and recommitted and back on track. Hi guys, if you're new here, I'm Alexis Alize and I am all things beauty, wellness, and feminine energy. I'm just all about manifesting your best life and becoming your best self. So if you're into that type of content, make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you a part of this community, sis. Now let's get into today's video. We're halfway through the year and you're looking at your vision board or your list of goals that you put down to achieve this year and you're like, I don't know what happened. That's okay, sis. You are not the only one. That's why I like to have a mid-year check-in, because it's so normal to feel unmotivated, not really knowing what direction to go when you're 6 months into the year. Because let's be real, life can change. You can meet new people, encounter new opportunities, realize that you no longer want something that maybe you did, and now your goals are no longer aligned. Or maybe you got caught up too much in your summer fun and you need to get back on track for your goals. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Step number 1 is to reflect. Let's take another look at what's important to you. Go over the list of goals that you set back in January, or if you didn't set one back in January, that's okay too, Miss Girl. Go ahead and make one now. Write down everything that's important to you or that you want to accomplish before this year is over. And you can even put them in different sections for your life. You can put one for your love life, relationships, career, and even fun. Maybe you want to travel to Spain, maybe you want to go to the Caribbean, whatever it is. When you are reflecting on this list, look over everything and make sure that it still matters to you. Make sure that this is still something that you want to accomplish. We're not only going to reflect on the list, but also reflect on how your life went the first 6 months of the year. Think about all the things that happened. Think about the things that you didn't like, but also think about the things that you enjoyed. Think about the things that did work in your favor, but also think about the things that went completely wrong and did not work in your favor. Think about the things that you tried that made you feel good versus the things that didn't make you feel good. Maybe your goal was to get back in the gym and everybody's talking about wake up at 5 a.m., go to the gym at 5 a.m. and you started doing that, but honestly, it left you more unmotivated than ever because you hated getting up that early. But then one week you were going to the gym, but it just wasn't at 5 a.m. Maybe it was at 10 a.m. or in the evening and you actually enjoyed that better. Jot that down and take note of that. Personally, I also like to reflect on my emotions over the past 6 months. Like, what are the type of things that triggered me? What are the type of things that didn't make me feel good? And what are the things that actually made me feel really good, really loved, and really supported? Especially because I want more of that in my life more than the things that don't make me feel good. So I'm taking mental note of all of this and reflected on how I felt, how I acted, and everything. And yes, I'm talking about even some of the things that I reacted to that maybe I shouldn't have reacted to, maybe that I shouldn't even gave my energy to. I'm taking note on that as well, so next time I won't react the same way. And most importantly, during this reflection, do a progress check. You might not have reached those big goals yet that you had jotted down, but actually reflect on the progress that you've made. Maybe your goal was to lose 15 pounds, but the most progress you made was walking 30 minutes every day. Celebrate that, babe, okay? Celebrate your progress in the smallest ways. Nothing gives you more confidence and more motivation than actually seeing that you made some type of progress. So whatever area it was in your life, whether that was in your love life, in your health and wellness life, in your career life, like whatever area that you made some type of progress, write that down, celebrate that. Even if your goal was to get more rest, and you did that, you had more rest days the first 6 months of the year. I am so proud of you. Now, if you're looking at this list of goals that you made in January and some of them aren't aligned with you anymore, maybe you wanted to get into real estate, but now maybe you want it to be a beauty creator or you found a new skill that you're interested in. It's okay to pivot without shame. That's why I love these mid-year check-ins, because it allows you to reflect and realign when you need to. A lot can happen in 6 months. You can be a totally different person. So yeah, those goals might not realign with you. That's okay. Don't feel shameful at all. Just look at it as, wow, I'm getting closer to my purpose. Step number 2, let's reconnect. With reconnecting, you're understanding your why. And if you didn't have one before, that's okay. This is a great time to make one now. And your why is why you do the things that you are doing, why you're pushing so hard in your career, in your life? Why do you want the things that you desire? And it can't just be something like, oh, I just want to make more money. Why do you want to make more money? So me and my son can live a better life, because I want to give back to my family, because I want to build something that changed the world, because I want to create a space for more people like me. What is your why, babe? When you reconnect with your why, it brings so much motivation, but also so much clarity. And on those days that you feel unmotivated and you remember your why, that's what's going to keep you going. And when you have a strong why, a why to why you are doing what you're doing and why you are working so hard, that's actually going to get you to your goal quicker and faster. I also want you to reconnect with yourself and turn those losses into lessons. Every single loss you have taken in the past 6 months, or maybe even in the past year, take that as a lesson, reflect and reconnect, and look at it in a way like, how can I learn from this? How can I learn from this experience? How can I learn from this mistake? How can I learn from this loss? Because when you look at it that way, it's not a loss, it's a lesson that's actually going to get you closer to your goal. One of my favorite sayings is, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be successful, hurry up and fail. Because a lot of people forget that with success comes a lot of failures, okay? There's no success without failure. And if you let failure stand in your way, then you'll never get there. If somebody told you that it took 37 failures or 37 losses before you would win, how quickly would you hurry up and move? How quickly would you hurry up and get through those losses? Something to think about. When reconnecting, remember who it is that you desire to be. When you think about your future self, or when you think of your avatar, as I like to say, who is it that you imagine to be? What does she look like? What are her hobbies? What is her career? How does she spend her free time? Reconnect with that version of yourself. A lot of times, us as humans, we are reconnecting with a past version of ourselves, and that's why we react to a lot of the same things in the same way. And we also limit ourselves when it comes to new things that we want to overcome. Maybe we want to lose weight. Maybe we want to start a new career, but we let fear and imposter syndrome get in the way. And the reason why is because we're connecting with that old version of ourselves. We are connecting with that younger version of ourselves, or that insecure version of ourselves that has all those limiting beliefs, or may think that we're not even good enough. So as you realign with the goals that you have for this year, make sure to reconnect with the higher version of yourself. Reconnect with the woman that you desire to be. And when you reconnect with her and when you show up as her, it becomes easier to overcome those obstacles, because you've already embodied the confidence that it takes to do so. Maybe like you want to become a beauty creator, but you're scared to be on camera. Think about your highest version of yourself. Is the version of you that you desire to be, is she scared to show up on camera? No, she's not. So I'm gonna need you to embody that confidence, embody that energy. And the only way to do that is reconnect with the woman that you truly desire to be. Think about her and think about how she will react. Think about how she holds herself accountable every single day. Step number 3 is to reset. Girl, 6 months into the year, baby, even me, I always need to reset. I need to do a detox. I'm talking about a social media detox a little bit. I need to do a detox of all the food that I've been eating and get back on track with my wellness goals. Sometimes I even need to detox the people around me. That is completely okay. Go ahead and reset and reshift your focus. Now that you've already reflected on the goals that you made the first half of the year, and that you've already reflected on everything that has happened the first 6 months, and you reconnected with yourself, this is a great time for you to reset the goals that you have for the rest of the year. Think about all the things that you want to accomplish before December gets here. Make a whole new list if your old one doesn't align, or look at the list that you made in the beginning of the year. Cross off things that are no longer important to you now. It's 6 months left. It's time to narrow down on the goals that actually are important to you. Maybe you had like a list of like 15 things that you wanted to get done this year. Let's narrow that down to 4. Let's narrow it down to 4 strong things that you are truly passionate about and you are committed to getting done before December gets here. And I'm not saying that you just have to throw away half of your list. I'm not saying that at all. What I like to do is like combine my list and like really do what's important. Maybe on my list, I want to budget better, but I also want to take a trip to Europe. I can combine that and just focus on budgeting and being more financial literate, because when I budget, I'll have that money to be able to go to Spain. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's not that I really got rid of one, because they're both important to me. But if I really want to take these trips and everything that I plan on taking without it affecting me financially, I really need to dive into my budget and become more financially responsible. If a budget or being financially responsible is on your list of things that you want to do, I always like to look at my budget as a way to say yes. A lot of people look at budget like you are restraining yourself from something. I know I used to look at it that way. When I started actually learning about financial literacy, I actually learned a budget is not to be able to tell you no. A budget is to find ways to say yes to the things that you desire without hurting you financially. So yes, take that list, figure out the things that you really want to focus on, combine some of those together if needed. Miss Girl, I even like to make a whole new vision board. As you see right here, this is my little mini vision board that I keep by my bed with all of my goals up there. And even as I may pivot into something else, so maybe I don't want to do this anymore, maybe this is no longer aligned with me, I found a new goal that I want to achieve, I will pin it up there. But especially when I do this mid-year reset, I look at all of those and be like, oh my gosh, does any of these still align with me? And what is it that's actually truly important to me? And don't look at this reset as, oh my gosh, I'm starting all over. Look at it as we're starting from experience, whatever we experienced the first half of the year. Maybe we met new people, maybe we had new experiences, maybe we realized some things, okay? We're starting from experience when you do this mid-year reset. Maybe we even learn some new strategies as well. Again, we were able to see what did work and what didn't work the first half of the year. Now the last 6 months, we are gonna be moving smarter. So even write down any new strategies that you have. One of my favorites is habit stacking. I love habit stacking. I've been doing this for about a year now, and it has truly changed the game for me. So if there's anything that I want to take on, like a new hobby or something that I really want to focus on, but I look at my schedule and I'm like, oh, I really don't have time to just add something else in there, then I attach it to a habit. Like with me, I always make sure that I do my morning meditation and my morning self rampages along with my affirmations. But that could be a lot to somebody. But maybe if you're getting into self-care, self-wellness, and you're stepping into your feminine energy and you want to become your higher self, you're trying to figure out, how am I going to do all of this? Find habits to stack them with. So a lot of my self-talk rampages and my meditations, I do that on my morning walk every single day. Now, my affirmations and my mirror talk, I do that while I am doing my skincare in the morning. While I'm brushing my teeth, this is what I'm doing. I am stacking those habits on. Maybe one of your goals is to read more books. You could also have an audiobook playing while you're walking, or have an audiobook playing while you're in the gym. Maybe have an audiobook playing even while you're doing your skincare. Doing two things at once is saving you time, saving you energy, but also getting you closer to your goals. And now my last tip for a mid-year reset is to mental dump. Even if you don't journal every single day, take some time out this week and just let it all out on paper. Sometimes the best way to release things in our body and our mind that we are hoarding is just to release it. And sometimes we don't even know it's there until we release it. So use this time to write. Like, just get your journal, take a pen and write whatever comes to mind. Let it all out, because we're not going into the next half of the year holding on to any emotions or anything like that that's holding us back from being our best self. Another way to do this is stretching as well, especially because us as women, we hold a lot of emotions in our hips. So one thing I like to always do is stretch. Again, even if this isn't something that you do on the daily, this is the perfect time to do it. Maybe take a whole hour and just stretch and release your body from any energy. Maybe take an hour and just journal and let all of those thoughts out on paper. Step number 4 is to recommit. Now you have your new goals, now you are refocused, now you even have some new strategies, and now let's recommit to these new goals. And with that, we're gonna make a new schedule for the last 6 months of the year. And remember, with making a new schedule, make sure to schedule in your joy, your wellness, anything that also makes you feel happy, your self-care, because this is what's also going to help you become a better version of yourself, because you can't pour from an empty cup. We are not about working and not pouring into ourselves, not on this side of the internet, okay? Make sure somewhere in that schedule, Miss Girl, you are scheduling in time for yourself and things that actually bring you joy. Take this time to also recommit to some new hobbies. Maybe you want to walk, maybe you want to play tennis, maybe you want to learn a new language before December, or at least get started on learning a new language before December. Whatever it is, commit to some new hobbies. When you're recommitting, come up with a 3-month plan. Maybe look at 3 of your top goals and figure out, how can I execute this in the next 90 days, or at least get the ball rolling, get things started. How can I do this in the next 90 days? Use those new strategies that you learned. Look back on the past 6 months, see what didn't work, what did work, and let's get to work, Miss Girl. I like to even write these down. By December, I will fill in the blank. Recommit to holding yourself accountable, Miss Girl. Even if you need to get an accountable buddy to help you stay accountable, but always remember, nobody's going to save you, Miss Girl. You can save yourself. And you do that by reconnecting with who you desire to be. Recommit to that version of yourself. Recommit to the higher version of yourself. Recommit to the life that you truly desire, because we are building our dream life here, okay? Do not be afraid to fail. I don't care if you failed 50 times. Let's recommit, okay? And let's try it again, because failure is going to get you closer to success than just thinking about being successful is. Every time you fail, you have learned, if not 1, if not 2, 3, 4, 5 different lessons that now, this time, you're not starting over from scratch. You're starting from experience. So let's recommit as the best version of ourselves, and let's end this year strong. Those are my 4 steps for a mid-year reset and to get you back on track. Really hope you babes enjoyed this video. Make sure to stop by in the comments. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, but also make sure to check out the links in the description. If you are looking for a weekly glow up tips, feminine energy, just soft girl advice, make sure to sign up for my Soft Scoop newsletter. I left that in the description as well. And if you really want to deep dive into feminine energy, make sure to check out my Rich and Feminine Energy Master Academy. I'll see you guys next time. I love you. Bye.